Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Blair and I'm so happy that you're here today. Today's video is a fall makeup get ready with me. Today I woke up and I was in the mood for a bolder lip and some bronzy, pumpkin-y tones on the eyes. So I just decided to pick out some products and sit down and turn the camera on. So if you're interested in how I got this look and getting ready with me, please keep watching. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get into the makeup. So today I wanted to do kind of a pumpkin spice inspired makeup look. That's just kind of what I was in the mood for. Really in the fall mood. We actually have some cooler weather and I kind of wish I had a pumpkin spice latte to drink for this video, but I've had too much coffee today, so I'm just gonna drink some water. And I think I want to do the eyes first, just in case I have any fallout I can clean it up. So I'm first gonna go in with my NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base in the shade Light, like always. I'm starting to get low on this stuff and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out, because I feel like you can't get the tinted version of this anymore. I don't know why, but when I try to find it, it's really hard to find. I'm just gonna blend that in. For the eyes, I pulled two different palettes. I probably will just use a little bit of both of them. So I have this Sephora I Love, what is this called? I think they're just the Sephora I Love palettes. This one is in the shade Light Warm. I've talked about this palette before. This is a fantastic Sephora collection palette and I think it's $14. It comes in a bunch of different shade options. This is the Light Warm. And then I also pulled my little e.l.f. bite-sized palette in the shade Pumpkin Pie, because these are just the tones that I'm feeling today. So I'll probably use a little bit of both of these. One of my favorite things about this Sephora palette is the fact that it comes with this really large light shade here that I can put it all over my eye, and it's larger than the other shades. I think that's so smart because I feel like these kinds of shades are what you go through the most in palettes. So I think that's a really good idea to give that shade a larger pan size. So I'm just gonna put that all over my eye. Okay, so now that I have that shade kind of laid down, I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is just a really neutral brown. And I'm gonna just use this as my transition shade or my crease shade. And I'm just gonna lightly apply that in the crease. I just kind of want to lay something down before I go in with that orangey tone from the Pumpkin Pie palette. This is such a nice eyeshadow palette for $14. You cannot beat this. It's really, really good quality. Okay. So now that I've got that laid down, I think I'm going to go into the e.l.f. palette and I'm going to go into this orangey pumpkin-y color. This is like the perfect pumpkin color. I'm going to take this little Persona Cosmetics brush and go into that matte orangey shade. It's not really orangey, it's just a really warm brown, I guess. And I'm just gonna start to build this up in the outer V. I'm just gonna lightly bring whatever is left up towards my eyebrow. So are you guys excited for fall, or are you one of those people that really likes warm weather? I don't mind warm weather, but then every year I always reach a point where I get kind of sick of it and I'm ready to go outside and not sweat all the time. And I'm definitely in that phase now. I'm ready for the cooler weather. And I do, I talked about this in another video, but I do love pumpkin spice lattes. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I love them. One of my favorite things about the fall. Okay, just gonna add a little bit more. I think that's good for that color. And then what I'm gonna do is take this shade in the palette, which is kind of a similar shade, but it's shimmery. And I'm gonna use my finger with this shade, and I'm gonna put this really all over my lid, even in the inner portion. These e.l.f. palettes too, every time I use them, I'm just blown away by the quality. They're so good for $3. It's insane. I'm just using my ring finger to tap this in. And then I will go back into the Sephora palette, and I'm going to take that first shade we put all over the eye and just kind of lightly go over everything, mainly the edges, just to make sure everything is nice and blended. And then what I did want to do is take the dark brown in here, and I'm gonna put a little bit of this on my lash line. And I'm just using my favorite little BK Beauty 208 brush. And for this, I'm just gonna go right at the base of my lash line, as close as I can get. And then I will come back and I'm gonna do a little something on the lower lash line, but for now, I'm just gonna leave this how it is. Now I'm gonna do my favorite eyeshadow trick, which is taking my makeup wipe and just cleaning up the edges so I get a little bit more of a crisp line. Actually, I usually do my left side pretty well. I usually don't have to do that much over here, but sometimes on this side I go a little too far out. But that's the great thing about doing your eyes first, is you can clean up all that kind of stuff. So I am gonna apply a little bit more eye cream since I just rubbed a lot of it off with that makeup wipe. So I'm gonna take my finger and just kind of pat to get rid of some of the excess moisture. And then I'm just going to take a tiny bit of my Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream, like always, and apply a little bit of this under my eyes. I'm not going to apply very much because I already applied some earlier. So I'm just gonna let this kind of sink in for a few seconds, and then we'll move on to the face. Now I'm gonna apply some corrector. Today I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Magic Vanish Corrector in the shade number 2. And I'm just gonna use this flat little Anastasia brush to apply this. I'm just gonna lightly kind of pat this out. Look at the difference. It's crazy. Wow, I actually really like this brush for this step. I just found this a few days ago at, let's see, where did I get this? Marshall's or TJ Maxx? TJ Maxx for $3.99, and it's the Anastasia number 18 brush called the Precise Concealer. And it's just a really small, flat brush like this. And I thought that this would be perfect for under the eyes, and it really is. I'm finding some really good stuff at TJ Maxx and Marshalls lately, makeup wise. They've just had some really cool stuff lately. And I actually filmed a video. I don't know if it'll be up before or after this one, trying out a bunch of TJ Maxx makeup that I got. So if I have it up already, I'll link it in the cards for you. But if it's not up yet, that video will be coming soon. Now that we've slightly corrected under my eyes, I'm trying to decide which foundation I want to use. So I pulled two because I couldn't decide. I pulled the Sephora Clean Glowing Skin Foundation, and then I also pulled the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I kind of want to use this one. I haven't used this in a long time. And I mean, it's been a very long time since I used this. So I think I'm going to go in with this one. I have the shade 1 and 2. It's been so long since I used this foundation. I don't even remember if I like it, to be honest. I think I'm going to use this. This is the Rare Beauty, actually, foundation brush. I just got this, and I've only tried it with the Rare Beauty foundation. I also filmed a video trying out that I don't know if it'll be up before or after this one, but if it is, I'll link that one for you too. So I'm going to go in with, that's 2 pumps of the Laura Mercier foundation. I forgot, this foundation gives really small pumps. 1 pump is not very much at all, but ooh, that might be too much actually. I'm just gonna dot this on and start to blend it out. I haven't used this probably, I haven't used it in 6 months, I bet. I know in the winter time or in the summertime, the shade gets a little bit light for me, but now it should be okay for me. So I actually really like this Rare Beauty foundation brush. It's a really nice shape for your face because it's kind of pointed, it's kind of slanted. It makes it really easy to kind of get in all of the little corners of your face, I guess. It's really soft too. So I've really been liking this. That is good enough for me. This is a pretty foundation. I kind of forgot about this. It is definitely on the more radiant side, so if you don't like that, then you definitely wouldn't like this one. Also like the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion foundation. That one's a lot more of a matte finish. I like that one too. I don't have that right now in a color that matches me, but I like it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my concealer. I'm gonna use 2. I'm gonna use the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer and the Luminous Silk Concealer. I feel like I used to mix these all the time and I haven't done it in a long time. So I thought I would try it again today. So I'm gonna go in with the Power Fabric first. That one matches my skin tone a little bit better. And then I'm gonna use the shade, sorry, this was the shade number 2 in the Power Fabric. And then I have the shade number 4 in the Luminous Silk. Now I'm just gonna blend that out with my damp sponge. I'm gonna take some more of the Power Fabric and put it on my cheek area. Then I'm just gonna blend that out with the Rare Beauty foundation brush. I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows really quickly because I realize what's throwing me off is my eyebrows are not filled in. Is anyone else like that? Like your brows have to be filled in to see your makeup well. I don't know why that is, but I always feel like that. If I don't have anything on them, it feels really weird. So today is a good day because today is a Sunday and I actually have the whole day to film videos, and that very, very rarely happens. Very, very rarely that I have the whole day, so I can try to film a few all at once, because my husband plays golf a lot on the weekends, and that's my time when the house is quiet and I can try to film some things without a bunch of background noise, typically. But it's really hard to get in here by myself in the peace and quiet. Very, very difficult. But I'm excited because today I do actually get to just relax and film some videos. I'm very excited about it. Stuff is still going strong. I do not know how. I use this almost every day and there's still tons of product in here. I don't know how, but this is so good from Dollar General. Have a visitor. Hi, Belle. 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 I'm filming a video, dear. Yeah. You get down? Thank you. Now I'm going to use this. I haven't used this in a while either. My Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm kind of feeling like using powder today. I don't know why. I'm just kind of in that mood. And tap off the excess and just lightly set my face. Okay, for bronzer, I'm going to use my Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. I have not used this in a little while, but this is one of my favorite bronzers of all time. Truly, I love it, especially in the fall and winter because it's a little bit more on the fair side for a bronzer, but it's really neutral. It's not super orangey looking, but it's not gray toned either. It's just a really good one. I have the shade 02 also, and I like that one, but I definitely prefer 01. I don't know why. I just like the tone of 01. Bring some down my neck and my jawline. And then for blush, I had a cream blush pulled, but since I put powder on my face, I'm not sure I should do that. So I think I want to use this instead. This is the Patrick Ta Monochrome Moment Blush in She's Sincere. Kind of more of a nudie shade. I'm just using this on a big stippling brush. It's a really pretty blush. It's very subtle, but it's really pretty. Even gonna bring some up on my forehead. When you're doing your makeup and you feel like you can feel a hair like stuck on your face, I hate that. Okay, moving on, I want to use a little bit of highlight. I feel like I skip highlight a lot of the time. I don't know why I do that. So I'm going to use this one from Ilia. This is the DayLite highlighting powder in the shade Decades. And then I'm going to move on to the lower lash line. I'm going to go back into the Pumpkin Pie palette from e.l.f. And I'm going to go into this glittery bronzy shade right here. And I'm going to put that on the outer half of my eye, or my bottom lash line. And kind of flick it up. Take a little bit of the orangey brown as well and run that on my bottom lash line too. I'm going to take a little bit of the orangey shade and I'm going to add a little bit more of this to the outer V just to make sure I keep that kind of orangey look. Gosh, I love these orangey tones, these pumpkin-y tones. Oh, I just love them. And then I will take a little bit of the I Love palette from Sephora and my big fluffy brush again and the first shade that we went in with and go over the edges one more time. And let's see, what do I want to do now? Okay, I'm going to go in. I'm done with the eyes. I really like how this turned out actually. I'm going to curl my lashes. Oh, you know what I am going to do actually? I'm going to take a little bit of this MAC eye Kohl in the shade Costa Riche. It's just a pretty warm brown, and I'm gonna put this in my waterline kind of towards the outer half of my eye. I've been loving this eye Kohl for that step because it just really easily goes in your waterline. I feel like it's kind of hard sometimes to find pencils that work really well in the waterline and don't transfer and will actually stay there. But that one does a really good job. Now I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown Smokey Eye Mascara. This is a really good mascara, you guys. I feel like I don't hear anyone talk about this, but this is a really, really good mascara. It gives you length and volume, which is my favorite because I feel like with a lot of mascaras you get one or the other, not usually both, so you end up kind of having to layer mascaras, but with this one you get volume and length, truly. And you can layer it, so you can go in with one layer and then go in with another one on top. And it doesn't get all clumpy. Like, look at that. This is a good one. Then I'm going to put a little bit on my lower lash line. Does anyone else really struggle putting mascara on their bottom lashes? I don't know why, but it's very difficult for me. Finally, for the lips, what do I want to use? For some reason, I've been struggling so hard to pick a lip color. I think I'm going to use, this might be a little bit dark, but I don't know, I'm kind of in the mood. I think I'm going to use my MAC Spice lip liner first. That's pretty, and then I'm going to take this. This is the Rare Beauty Matte Lip Souffle in the shade Brave. I've been obsessed with this color. I used this in another video. I just love this. It's kind of a orangey terracotta kind of color. And I think I'm going to leave the lips like that. Normally I would put like a gloss on top or something, but I think I'm going to leave them like that. Take my hair down and spray my face with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Spray. Let me prepare myself for the scent. I really like this mist. I just wish it was not as scented, but I really like it. And then I'll go over my face with my sponge. And that's it. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope you will consider subscribing before you leave. I post new videos every Wednesday and Friday. Thank you so much for watching. Also, make sure you are following me over on Instagram at the same username, simply.blair. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.